Morning. So, day 4. Let's see if we make it to 100 kilometers today in total. So, camp was a pretty decent campsite actually. It wasn't too noisy. Apparently there was a small pond, like very muddy water and stuff like that, 30 meters next to where I pitched the tent. And from 10 till 11:30 last night, apparently some frog or toad decided he needed to practice his mating calls, so that kept me up for a little over an hour. And then he only shut up when the rain started, and it's been raining ever since. And the weather forecast says that it's going to keep raining until 2 o'clock this afternoon. But hopefully, and that's a weird request. Hopefully there'll be a load of road walking today, so I can make up the kilometers quickly. Call it an early day. Try to dry out all my stuff, because packing down in the rain is never a smooth experience. Something always gets wet, and my tent is very wet. Good. So let's get to it. Okay, so I won't say that I misread my map, because I was following the trail, but apparently 1.5 kilometers down that way, the trail sort of stopped, and then you're apparently supposed to find your own way to the next section, which is then unmarked, and that's gonna be the next 6 or 7 kilometers. Still pouring, by the way. Yep. This road walking really killing my feet. They are not healed up after being wet all day yesterday. But I mean, as long as I can keep them from getting too blistered and, knock on wood, no infections or anything else like that, eventually they'll heal up. I remember that from the last time I did a very long trip. Or even if they don't heal, at least they'll harden up so I don't feel it, and then I don't care. Cool. Upwards and onward. Okay, I think I found sort of the right path. So I just stay on this forest road for the next 4 or 5 kilometers. Then I should be back on trail. Then I don't have to pull out my phone in the rain every couple of minutes to see if I'm still on the right path. I'm looking forward to that. It's not fun having to try to shelter your phone being curled over it. And the water, the rain, has died down a little bit right now. So yeah, it's looking up. And now at least I know where I'm going. Okay, starting to see the orange markers again, so must be getting pretty close to the actual trail. Holy crap, last 8-ish, 9 kilometers of road walking in the rain. Not that much fun. Okay, apparently this is where the trail begins again. I did totally miss that. I just walked past that indicator over there, did not see that, and made it another kilometer up this road until I figured out I was definitely on the wrong path. But okay, now we're back on the trail. After 2 and 2 hours of horrific road walking. Oh, these are slippery. Okay, so I found a shelter and I am going to take a break here. Try to dry out, at least dry off some of my stuff because everything is drenched. And hopefully my pack liner hasn't given up. Otherwise I might be in serious trouble. So, yeah, also need to check out how far I actually am along the road or the trail for today. I've just kept my head down, powered through to get here. Yeah, I'll probably see you guys when I'm back on trail. Okay, so the rain finally subsided a bit. Sat there for an hour and a half, something like that. Tried to dry off most of my stuff. Didn't really work. So now I'm pushing on to at least to the next shelter. It should be roughly 5 kilometers down the trail. So, I mean, if it's gonna be this kind of trail, I'll probably be there in an hour and a half, something like that. Okay, so I've just joined the 21st section of the Bohusleden, and I'm pretty sure it's the first time I've seen a sign that says that this is only a medium difficulty, whereas all of the other ones we've done so far, the first 6, have been on hard difficulty. So I'm looking forward to see what the definition of medium difficulty is in Sweden. Okay, if this could continue the rest of this section, I'll be very happy. This is lovely. I don't need to use a trekking pole, don't need to watch every single step. I'm not bushwhacking, I'm not climbing up a rock wall or trying to get down a mountain full of slippery wet stones. Yeah, this is lovely. Beautiful. I can keep up a decent pace even. This entire forest is just covered in blueberries. I've had a few. They are better than they were a few days ago, so they're just about completely ripe. That's pretty awesome. That's nice. Whoa! Nice to have a snack on the go. So you can just bend down and pick some. Okay, so I just made it to the second shelter and figured I might take another break, maybe dry out more stuff, but it was already occupied by some young kid who was definitely having a worse day than I am. Like, his stuff was spread all over the place. He was already in his sleeping bag, he was wearing a knitted hat. Like, okay, so I guess I'm gonna have to try to push the next 5-6 kilometers at least to the next shelter, and hopefully that won't be occupied, and that will be the day. It's not a good sign when the trees that are supposed to be the markers are the ones falling over, right? Holy crap, okay. But I can see where the trail continues on the other side. Okay, well, that's a bummer. Okay, so right now my hope is that the next wind shelter is unoccupied. That's around 2.5 kilometers from here. Otherwise, I'll have to go all the way down here, because in all of this area it is illegal to sleep in a tent. Great. Okay, well, here goes nothing. Apparently we are on Sven's Bridge, and it's a floating bridge. That's kind of fun. Quite wobbly though. Okay, luckily the next shelter was unoccupied. So I've pitched my tent inside it. Luckily the cabin of my tent was mostly dry. More important, my quilt was completely dry. So I'm gonna have to spread everything out, see how much of it I can manage to dry out. Ideally, if it stops raining completely, I'll attempt to make a fire. There's a few pieces of firewood in here, and then we're gonna have something to eat. Okay, but then again, that is not a bad view for tomorrow morning. Yeah, dry stuff out, eat, rest, try to keep warm. See you tomorrow.